posterior triangle of neck. So the boundaries of posterior triangle are, you can see in the picture, that is, it is by the posterior border of sternocleidomastoid anteriorly and anterior border of trapezius muscle posteriorly and the middle 1/3 of clavicle inferiorly. Then we go to floor and subdivisions. Its floor is covered by prevertebral layer of deep cervical fascia. And subdivisions, it is subdivided into occipital and supraclavicular triangles by the omohyoid muscle. And contents, coming to contents, the contents are lymph nodes, that includes accessory lymph nodes and inferior deep lymph nodes, and also transverse cervical lymph nodes. Then coming to vessels, suprascapular artery, subclavian artery and external jugular vein. Then contents. Continuing, we have nerves, that is accessory nerve, then great auricular nerve, transverse cervical nerve and supraclavicular nerves. And muscles are the inferior belly of omohyoid. Coming to applied aspect, vagus nerve stimulation is supposed to be an effective treatment for intractable epilepsy. Tubbs et al. Reported a usual approach to vagus nerve through the posterior triangle. And in this, it is necessary to avoid injury to the accessory nerve, which enters sternocleidomastoid muscle from behind, approximately 5 centimeters inferior to tip of the mastoid process, and emerges between the superficial and prevertebral layers of deep cervical fascia. Then we go to the upper division, that is occipital triangle. And you can see the boundaries. The occipital triangle is in the superior part of posterior triangle. The anterior and posterior boundaries of this triangle are the same, but the inferior border is the inferior belly of omohyoid. In the picture you can see it is formed by inferior belly of omohyoid, anteriorly by the sternocleidomastoid and posteriorly by trapezius muscle. Then floor and roof. Each floor consists of muscles, that is levator scapulae, splenius capitis, middle and posterior scalene muscles. And the triangle is bounded in between the superficial and deep layers of deep cervical fascia. Then coming to contents, the accessory nerve runs on the surface of levator scapulae muscle obliquely downwards and reaches the deep surface of trapezius muscle to supply it. The cutaneous, and the second one is cutaneous and muscular branches of cervical plexus appear along the posterior edge of sternocleidomastoid muscle. Then the third content is supraclavicular nerves. The transverse cervical artery and part of brachial plexus can be found in the triangle. The accessory lymph nodes and inferior deep lateral cervical lymph nodes exist along the posterior border of sternocleidomastoid muscle. Then we go to supraclavicular triangle or the lower triangle. This triangle is a clinically important anatomical area. This triangle is the anterior division of the posterior triangle. You can see that it is in the anterior aspect of the posterior triangle. And the boundaries, the anterior and posterior boundaries are same as those of posterior triangle, but the superior border is the inferior belly of omohyoid. And this area corresponds to supraclavicular fossa. This area that we are discussing, that is supraclavicular triangle, corresponds to supraclavicular fossa, which is immediately above the clavicle. Its size depends on the degree of the clavicular attachments of sternocleidomastoid muscle, trapezius muscle, and the location of inferior belly of omohyoid. Then coming to floor and roof, it is bounded by the superficial and deep fascia and the platysma in the superficial fascia, and the supraclavicular nerves cross it. Coming to contents, it mainly contains subclavian artery, subclavian vein, and the cord subbrachial plexus. Then the supraclavicular vessels, dorsoscapular artery, run across the triangle or transversely across the triangle, and the external jugular vein runs behind the posterior border of sternocleidomastoid muscle to end in the subclavian vein. Continuing the contents, there is phrenic nerve that exists on the anterior surface of anterior scalenae muscle, and the triangle also may have the accessory phrenic nerve, and accessory phrenic nerve commonly lies lateral to phrenic nerve. And the triangle also contains inferior deep cervical lymph nodes that drain inferior part of larynx, thyroid gland, trachea, and back of scalp. And the left supraclavicular lymph nodes are sometimes called Virchow nodes or Troisier's node, or the node of Virchow and Troisier, and they represent the sentinel lymph node when sufficiently enlarged. Coming to applied aspect, the diseases of scalp, neck, pectoral, brachial areas, and adenopathy due to lesions from mediastinum, diaphragm, parotid gland, breast, and sternocleidomastoid muscle areas can occur in the subclavian triangle. And tumor metastasis, especially of the lung, breast, stomach, and esophagus, can occur in it. In malignant diseases in the viscera, that is of stomach, pancreas, ovaries, metastasis ascend from the lymph nodes of the lower abdomen to the lymph nodes of posterior mediastinum along the thoracic duct, and finally reach the supraclavicular lymph nodes around the drainage of the thoracic duct. That is what we are discussing. That is supraclavicular triangle. So they reach supraclavicular triangle. Thank you.